Hello everybody and welcome back to Thornton Farm. As you can see, it is quite late. We're going to finish in a few minutes to go to bed and we will return, weather depending, in the morning. So, just going to unload the combine, sell that and see you in a second. Okay, so it is now morning and we are going to continue. However, the rain is very close to us, as you can see by the sky and the weather forecast, so we might not be able to go for too long here. If it does start to rain, we'll get things packed up, and I think the best thing to do is to begin our agroforestry, or the orchard for that matter. We could do either. Either way, it's going to be something to do with trees, so we'll either get a sapling planter and plant some saplings in field number 13, I think it would be, although that is quite a big field for it. I guess we could go with something like field number 9, but we don't own that yet. Or 15 would have been a good field, but obviously we've just planted that, so yes, I think field number 13, or at least a segment of field 13, will have to be the field where we do the agroforestry. That will take a while to do, but yeah, otherwise we'll just do the orchard for today. But either way, we do need to do some work with trees. But yeah, as long as this rain holds off for a bit, we should be okay for the time being. Can't really guarantee how much longer we're going to be harvesting for. Well, we seem to be okay so far. We've been going for quite a while. And the trailer is once again almost full. So I'm going to put the cover over it just in case it does rain on the way back to the sell point. I think, yeah, because we need to get some money for the trees, we are going to have to sell this. The price is still okay though, so for the time being, we will continue to take it to the store. But obviously, the wheat which we have already in storage, that once again will be remaining in storage until we have that great demand. The weather actually looks to be getting a bit brighter, so I don't know why there's so much rain forecast, because it doesn't look too bad. It's a bit overcast, but you know, doesn't look like it's going to rain. The sun is out. But yeah, I guess it's right. We're going to have to wait and see. But we should be able to get a bit more money for this. I think, well, at least before, we were getting about 14,000 per trailer load. This trailer load isn't full though, so it won't be quite as much, especially if it doesn't all go down the pit. But yeah, that was okay, 12,756. So yeah, I think that is actually exactly the same, just we're obviously lacking 6% in the trailer. As I did say, the price was still pretty good. It would have been good if we could get some of this baled before it does rain, before it goes all soggy, but I guess we could just, you know, wait for the sun to dry it out again when the rain has passed. The combine's lights are still switched on. We should probably turn them off. They don't seem to be automatic when it's on a worker. Uh-oh. I could just imagine that happening. Luckily this field is idiot proof, so that it's got a great big mound around there, so the header actually gets grounded before it hits the post. Clever thinking. I think it's probably safer if I just go around this one myself, because I can't see that worker managing it somehow. Oh, okay. So I've been continuing again, and we have hit that message. Do not thresh during rain or hail. We have finally got some rain, and we've been desperate for it really. As when the soil mod is running, you do need rain, but not too much, because otherwise you can really saturate the ground. You've got to keep that soil moisture just right. But yes, that is unfortunately it for today with regards to harvesting. I think what I'm going to have to do actually, I shouldn't have put the auger in, we'll unload it, quickly get all that trailer covered over, and then we'll shut the harvester down at the side of the field until we can return at some point in the future when it is all dry enough. So quickly, we've got to get this in undercover. Good. Right. So let's just jump out the tractor. We'll deal with the combine first of all. And yeah, let's fold that up. Fold it all up. I don't want to drive on the straw too much. I think we'll put it over here. And that should be okay there. Meanwhile, we will just go over to the farmyard. No point going to the sell point with only 37%. I think we'll just keep it in there. Keep the grain we've got in there for the time being. And yes, we're going to go and work on the orchard. Wherever it may be. So field number 13 is, I think it is going to have to be the agroforestry field, unless at some point we can afford to buy a smaller field, which would be ideal. Just depends on our funds. But field number 39, which is actually a grass field, but it's quite a bumpy grass field, should be the best place for our orchard, which is just up here. So I'm going to drop off this trailer, probably just put it in there again. Seems to be a good shed for it, or maybe the second one actually. Seeing as I haven't pulled it forward enough. Yeah, should be okay in here. And yeah, field 39, just here, as you can see, is very bumpy. Very bumpy. So not really the best land to do the mowing on. So I think if we just sort of pull over to the side and then go into what I like to call the Sims mode, where you can place the trees. You know, the build mode on Sims, it reminds me so much of that. Yeah, so we can afford quite a few of these, not too many, as they are quite pricey still. Probably more than they should be, but we can afford some. So I think if we start over from the roadside, over here, it's the best place for it. Eventually, although we might not be able to afford it instantly, all of this here, this entire square, will be trees, fruit trees that is, because I want to have a really productive orchard, and this is the best time to start, at the beginning. The only other issue, of course, is other trees in the area will prevent us from placing extra trees. So that is our apple trees, and now I think for the pear trees we'll put some of them down here, if we can do. The tractor might be a bit in the way, so I will just reverse back a little bit. But there are the apple trees that we've just done. I don't know if the terrain will actually prevent us from putting more down, because if it's too bumpy you might not be able to place them. But that is as close as you can get them. It's not quite as dense as I would have hoped, but if you have them too close, then the fruit won't be as good. So let's do some pear trees as well. And it kind of looks like for the rest of this episode we're going to have to be doing just, you know, yard work, which is a bit unfortunate, but these things happen. Yeah, can't quite get any placeables in this area. Not too sure why. We might have to do them over here. It is also recognising the standard map objects as well. You can't place them too close to them. But that should be okay for now. It's a good start. We can just add to it when we need to. No fruit at the moment, but they will grow over time. So yeah, just leave them really, and then we'll be able to get a kiosk. Now apparently there is actually another kiosk which you can download, which is a much bigger kiosk. It's more like a shop, and it stops you from having to put these little kiosks everywhere, which is a lot better. I might try and find that mod because it should be very useful. But the Massey Ferguson I think we're done with for today. As it's raining, you know, it's clean anyway, but there isn't much we can do except for pressure wash. I think the other tractors have also cleaned themselves, which is really good. The rain does tend to wash them. Oh yeah, still not mastered that. And yeah, still no great demand either for the wheat, although the price is up. It is £584 per tonne. It still isn't the best that we could possibly get. I think it's usually 3 or 4 times, which is obviously incredibly better. So we're going to have to wait for that. But yeah, everything's clean. This is hard. I'm actually finding it hard to think of a job to do now because the rain has moved in and it's sort of messed up my plans. Oh, we could do the chickens. Oh, chickens. I always forget them. We own none, so we should buy some. We don't want too many because otherwise we won't be able to pick all the eggs up quick enough. I think 20 will do us for now. So here are our lovely chickens and the cockerel, which I have run over many times before. But they should now be able to produce their eggs. We do need to give them some wheat and some water. Do we own a water bowser? No, we don't. Which is something which I probably should have thought of before spending so much money on the trees. So I'm going to have to try and find the cheapest one. There are two. There is the miscellaneous mobile tank, which is £7,000, and then there is also the modded one, which is most likely more expensive. I will just have to find... Oh, there is also that as well. £2,000 for the mobile water tank lizard. I might get that, you know. I might get that. Yeah, that one's £19,000. So, yes, let's go for this one. Never used it before. Let's get a small tractor. That'd be hard, because we don't have a small tractor. There's the water fill point. We'll go with the John Deere. And we probably should turn the Massey Ferguson's engine off too. So, yeah, it's obviously a very small tanker for the size of the tractor, but for all we need, this should certainly suffice. So, also as it is something I've not used before, it also makes it a bit more interesting. Now once we have a bit more money, we'll be able to buy some more fields, which is something I'm really looking forward to doing. We need to be more over the northeastern side of the map, because everything which we own at the moment is sort of central and western. So, yeah, if we can get something like field 28, 27, that'd be quite interesting. Haven't really spent much time over there. I think we've hit rush hour. So yes, this is our place just here. Yeah, it looks quite small on the pictures, but it is quite a considerable size. And it is so small, I think we'll have to put it on manually. Because I don't think the hitch will be able to get on it on its own, considering it's sitting on the floor. So that's gone up to the high hitch, not the lower one. That is fine. So this is out of the Vintage Vehicle Pack, which was a paid DLC for FS13, but for FS15, they have very kindly converted it over for free. It is a free DLC. Just thinking, is there a river? I believe there is. Apparently, and I still, after all this time, a year and a half, I still don't know if this is true, but whenever I do this, there's always someone who says you can fill it up from a river. Now, I don't know whether it has to be a different water plane or whatever, but I've never actually done that myself. Now, I might embarrass myself here by reversing this thing up to a river and finding out it's not going to fill it up at all, but I just want to sort of know once and for all if you can fill the water bowser up from a watercourse, except for the fill point, because you have to pay for that, and if you've got lots of water about, as some maps do, it would be very handy to be able to fill it up, you know, just straight out, pump it straight out the river. So I'm going to try it. It's probably not going to work at all, but I'm still going to give it a go. There is water, if you go left into there, into field 13, there is water there, but it's not really that deep. So I'm going to find a bit of a deeper area. Okay, here we go. Now this might be quite difficult because, you know, I'm going to have to sort of reverse the thing into there, which won't look too good. And it's also a dolly, which makes it even harder, but I want to give this a go. Right, I have come to a conclusion that for this water plane at least, you cannot fill it up from a river. That, I'm not saying is for every river, like the base game maps, you may be able to, but for this water bowser and this water course, you cannot fill it from the river. So at least we have sort of, I've got a bit of a definitive answer there, finally. But on Bjornholm, you might be able to fill it from the sea, you never know, but you wouldn't usually want to give your chickens salt water. So we're just going to have to spend a bit more money and refill it from here. It is expensive for water, but it's not expensive compared to other things. In fact, I think it is about the same price as diesel, which is a rip-off. That should do. 1,000 litres. If it's £1 a litre, it's £1,000 to fill. I would not want to be buying from that water company. It's a challenge reversing this, it really is. Good thing is though, because it's so small, you can just turn really tight with it. So here you go, chickens. We've got 1,000 litres. You're probably going to take about 2, but the cows will take them at some point. Here we go. Now, which trough is it? It's that one at the back there. They actually took a lot more than I thought. They took 16%, which is quite impressive for just 10 chickens. Well, there might be less than 10 now because I've just run over a few. But so what we're going to have to do is go over to the shed, scoop up a load of wheat, and we'll give it to the chickens. They're really not going to take too much, so we don't have to go over the top with how much we put in the bucket, but they need a bit. So let's just attach this first of all. And the telehandler may well still be over at the other yard, which is just at the top of there. What I can do is drive to here, and then take the telehandler down to Thornton Farm main yard, and then drive back to here again, and return in this tractor. It's a bit of a faff, but at least we stay dry. Right, this shouldn't take too long at all. This has got gears, which is nice. It's a nice feature. And eventually we will be doing the pig and beef as well, but we've just sort of got to get on our feet with the arable first of all, otherwise we'll have no money at all. I really don't know how long this rain's going to last for. It might be quite a while, so I don't know when we'll next be able to do some harvesting. It's obviously got to dry out as well. Interestingly, it is sunny and raining, so maybe it's not going to last too long. We're going to have to, I don't know, about 25% or so. It tends to fill the bucket really quickly, but that was incredible, 25% instantly. How much does that look like? Yeah, it's just a drop in the bottom, but there's only 10 chickens, so I doubt they'll even take that much, really. I like the change, though. Doing an episode in the rain certainly makes a change from just doing, an episode when it's 28 degrees, which it usually is. Most of my videos, I think, have been done in the scorching sunshine. So it is good to do a bit of yard work once in a while. Right, this has got to hit, otherwise it's a total waste. So they took 2%. I thought I probably overestimated it. Anyway, we'll tip this back and put the telehandler away. Bring the John Deere tractor back. Oh, by the way, I did return the auto slacker because that was rented and it was sort of wasting way too much money. as we had to skip the night time. So just got rid of it. Should be good. We'll jump out and shut the doors up. So much grain in there. That is worth so much money at the right time. If we could get, I don't know, £1,500 maximum probably for all that. So let's just say worst case scenario, when it's great demand we might get £1,000. It means that from all that we get at least £97,000, which just for a bit of wheat seems pretty good. And the price might even be better than that. So yeah, the worst we could get is roughly £10,000, which is really good. The bucket is getting a bit wet. I think we do still have some wood chips in here, but we might as well leave them as it is such a minimal amount. Right, back into our John Deere. And we're going to park up in the yard, and hopefully next week we will be able to return to the harvesting. I would love to get that out of the way, but yes, if it doesn't clear we'll have to speed up time, I think. And we do need to spread some fertiliser and spray some herbicide on field number 15, as there are some weeds sprouting through. But I think really, for today, we've done quite a bit. We've done the orchard, we've done the chickens, we've done a bit of harvesting. Some of the harvesting I did off screen as well, so there's been more done than what it initially looks like. So I think, yeah, that is all we can do. Until next time. Yes, if it is still raining, I'll try and get the fertiliser spreader or a sprayer. Work on field number 13 and 15. 13 does need to be replanted, but we could probably do with spraying some herbicide on there, otherwise the weeds are going to go back through. But yes, that is unfortunately it for today, as the weather has sort of ruined it for us. But yes, thank you for watching. Please do join me again next time on Thornton Farm, and until then, thanks again and bye for now.